Hello, let's talk about personal narrative essays. Okay, first of all, personal narrative essays are used by two primary things. They're used by admissions committees and by scholarship committees. Okay, and so these personal narratives, in a lot of instances, actually, in all instances, they're important, they're necessary, and they can be worth money. Okay, so when we're discussing personal narratives, we're not just talking about like, how do I get a good grade in my AVID class? We're talking about how do I get the money that the university has into my pocket. So it's a big deal. It's a big conversation. So here's the kind of brief overview of what to do and what not to do. First of all, when you think about writing a personal narrative, there is a whole bunch of other students that are also writing that personal narrative. So what the committee wants to see is what makes you unique, what makes you a person that they should invest in. Okay, so speaking to my Deming, New Mexico students, you already have attributes that make you unique. First of all, you're from a border region school. There's a high poverty level here. And with those things comes other elements that may make college more of a struggle for you to get to not only get in via admissions, but pay for. Okay, so you need to be honest and upfront about who you are, where you come from, and why that matters. And here's why it matters, because you have overcome all of these obstacles because you have a dream and a goal for your future. So you need to make it abundantly clear in this essay. I have overcome all of these things, and these challenges make me stronger as a person. So that's why you should invest in me. Okay, everybody is going to write about how they're National Honor Society members. Everybody is going to write about how they picked up trash in community service. But what makes you unique as a student that should be invested in? Think about that. So the ratio that we want to do, I heard a admissions recruiter say this just the other day, is 70-30. So 70% that's about how my personal struggles and obstacles have led me to be a person that can overcome anything, any challenge, because I'm on my way to success and I realize that vision. Okay, 70% personal, detailed, why you're a person that we should invest in. 30% National Honor Society. I go to an early college high school. I do community service picking up trash. Okay, 30%. Unless you're picking up trash or whatever community service you did inspired your major. Like, let's say that you're someone that you love was a victim of domestic violence, and then you served in community service, bringing awareness about domestic violence. And now you want to go be a social worker to combat domestic violence. See the connections? That's quite nice. But you don't have to have those kinds of degree connections in order for your personal narrative to be effective. Okay, you have to be honest and authentic, a person that they want to invest in. So they need to, I've got little notes that I wrote down. These are my observations after reading all of your personal narratives. Okay, so the reader needs to feel something from you. They want to feel connected. They want to feel like you're a student that they want to give their money to. You need to be that student. Okay. If you had a job in high school, an internship, these kinds of things show that you're a driven person. As part of that 30%, make sure you mention those things. Also, make sure you mention how you balanced having those things and your academics, because that shows that you're a student that's able to balance a lot of responsibilities, which would make you a great college student to invest in, especially if those things were connected to your major in some way. Then weave that in. Okay. ECHS shows ambition. You need to make sure that you say, I attend early college high school, or I will graduate from early college high school. I am currently pursuing an associate degree from Western New Mexico University. Put the whole word, all the words. Okay. Also, community service. If you've got anything other than picking up trash, put the picking up trash if it's all you've got. But if you've done anything else, it looks super good to be able to show that you were giving your time for free to learning about careers, especially internships where you're helping people and how helping people inspired you toward your path to college. Okay. Anything where you're giving of your time for free to do something looks super, super good. Okay. Also, so community service details in that 30%, unless it's connected to why you're choosing the major you're choosing and how that has inspired you and you've overcome obstacles, yada, yada, then it's in the 70%. No terms like etc., no contractions like don't, can't, won't, shouldn't. Nothing with an apostrophe NT. N apostrophe T, nothing like that. No I've, we've, they'll, nothing where you have shortened a word and used an apostrophe to show that you deleted part of a word. Okay, that's what the apostrophe is technically doing. Don't do that because it doesn't look professional in your personal narrative. Also, make sure that when you're setting up the document, Times New Roman, 12-point font, double spaced, turn off auto spacing. It's just losing space in your essay. Also, if you're trying to use a larger font to take up space, that's completely obvious, and it's going to make you look like a student that they don't want to give their money to because you're not even willing to put your time into the essay. Okay, also, you need to have multiple versions of your essay saved. So you've got the longer version that perhaps you turn into me, which is your 2.5 page, which is honestly, in most cases, going to be too long. So save it as personal narrative long version, and then save another version, personal narrative 2-page version, and then a third version, personal narrative 1-page version. Just remember that it's 70-30. 70 personal, why should we invest in you? Why are you a good candidate for this? And 30, the things that everyone's going to write, like I'm a good student and I have perfect attendance, those kinds of things. They're all going to have that. Okay, also, if you're a published author, you've been in Dr. Rex class, you definitely need to drop that in your personal narrative. You need to say something about you being a published author. Then on your resume, you should have the title of that written out completely, including the journal that you're published in, which I did provide to you guys in class. And one more thing, and then I'll stop this video and hopefully you'll watch it. I'm gonna lose it. What was it? Hold on. Sorry, guys. I remembered what it was. Don't be melodramatic. Okay. So if you had a terrible disease when you were a young person, put that in there and say, having gone through this terrible experience helped me to learn how important the healthcare profession is. And because of that, I now want to be a doctor and help people the way that I was helped. That's great. Okay. Especially if you did an internship along those lines at some point as well. But don't go into the gory details of what occurred. So let's say that, let's go back to this medical example. You don't need to tell them every little detail of, well, I actually was missing 1/4 of my heel on my right foot, and then it became infected with gangrene. You don't need to tell them every single little detail of what occurred, but you do need to paint for them a picture that's real enough that they believe you, they think you're authentic, and they want to invest in you. Finally, last note, be careful of AI. AI can be very helpful with your personal narrative, but if they have a plagiarism checker, when you turn in your personal narrative and it flags you for AI, I think they would prefer to hear your real voice. I would rather see an essay that has some mistakes in it that shows a student's authentic self than to read something that's absolutely perfect written by a computer. Well, how would that help me to know the student anymore? You know what I mean? So think about those things. Thanks for watching, you guys. I know you can do this. Don't get discouraged. You're just going to try your best. You're going to put your essay out there. And if you can bring back some money for it, great. Just try your best. I believe in you. Your own little Pegasi in fields of ordinary horses. I don't know how many fields of ordinary horses that there are, but you're a shiny little Pegasus in the middle of them. I'm proud of you.